The Teasing Incident. In my first term at Aiglon, I shared a room with another boy at the top floor of Claremont. There was a very nervous boy who occupied a single room on the same floor. My roommate and I had been teasing him with a silly, made-up story about there being a ghost of a boy who had died of an asthmatic attack in that very room, and that his ghost resided in the water tank in the room and came out to haunt the room periodically. I concocted a story about how the dead boy had had a club foot, and that when his ghost appeared, you can hear him wheezing and clumping and scraping his club foot down the hallway at night. My roommate and I then conspired so that one night one of us made the clumping and scraping noises down the hallway at about 2 a.m. The other attempted to enter the boy's room with a bedsheet over his head, wheezing and moaning. It was very funny, and we were laughing hugely about it afterwards. But then Christopher Reynolds, took me aside the next day and told me to put an end to this, and made me see that what I thought was teasing and joking around was psychological bullying, and that it could make the victim's life a misery. He made it clear that there was no place for bullying in the school, and that if I kept it up, they would have to consider asking me to leave. That hit me hard because there was no way I had intended to bully the boy. I already knew that I detested bullies. I subsequently apologized to him for the teasing, also made a special effort to be friendly and helpful toward him henceforth. He developed a trust in me such that, when I became a prefect, he would sometimes come to me for advice if he was being bullied by other boys. He was a natural victim. But the thing is, CR's approach, the school's approach, was to help the individual student to nurture the positive and push out the negative aspects of their own behaviors. Now, I wasn't a model schoolboy at all. Having been raised in the Welsh hills above the Snowdonia National Park, I loved walking in the mountains and hills, but I didn't like being organized to do so by others. I would never be a good military person, so I didn't really look forward to the expeditions we went on. Anything that was compulsory meant you were being organized by others. I tried to make the most of them when I was on them, especially in the beautiful alpine scenery. I would have been expelled along with 3 other senior boys. We went on a long expedition where we should have walked up some mountains near the valley near Gstaad. Collectively, we had knowledge of all but one of the mountains that we needed to walk up, so we only needed to walk up that one and reconnoiter it. We drew straws or took a vote, I forget which. The other 3 boys went up the mountain while I stayed in Gstaad with my girlfriend. I was in love with the swimming pool. I think the 3 of them were walking up a ridge the very day that we were supposed to be walking in that section. And apparently DB, Derek Barry, happened to be on a mountain somewhere nearby. He apparently used a pair of binoculars and counted one person walking up to the coal, which was the object of the expedition, and noted that the other 2 had stopped and were sitting. They were actually too tired and were having a smoke, and were waiting for the solo walker, who was very fit, to reconnoiter the coal, make some notes, and return. 4th member, that was me, was missing. At the debriefing, which I didn't need to attend as I was not the leader, DB or someone avoided us having to tell the prepared lie about the details we remembered from the X by saying he knew he had not done the X. The outcome was that we were told that we should really be expelled, but as we are all very senior boys, including the head boy, we were less than a year away from A-levels. We were all to take the Oxford local exams. The school would not make a fuss, but we were not to be given any points for that X. Nor were we to publicize this, but to keep it secret. About meditations. I think Group Captain Watts's meditations got me thinking quite a bit along the lines of principles, standards, and moral principles. The act of trying to understand what the meditation was and why we were